Good morning, everyone. It's Lily. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you find yourself doing fantastic. And today, guess what? I have a super special video for you. It is a giveaway video. Woohoo! Yay! You guys, as some of you may know, I announced it on my Facebook page. I have just recently hit 100 subscribers, and that is a milestone in YouTube world. And so I was so excited when I received an email from YouTube congratulating me for reaching 100 subscribers, and they thought that I should celebrate, and I agreed I should celebrate. It's exciting because it means that I have people that are interested in what I'm doing. And that's exciting because I'm just here to share what I do, what is on my desk, and put together some fun projects for you. So guess what the giveaway is going to be? I did a sneak peek of it on Facebook, and now I am making an official announcement. And this is going to be part of the giveaway. I have made a journal just for you. Well, let me take that back a little bit. I started working on this journal a week or so ago. When I received the email, I thought it would be perfect to have this journal as part of the giveaway. And I'm really excited about that because when I was creating it, I was actually doing it to use for myself, for my own personal journaling. But then I thought it would be fantastic to be able to give this away to one of you. And thank you so much. You guys, I appreciate you so much for watching my videos, for sharing the videos, commenting, liking, and all that is about this journey, this platform. I absolutely love it. And I'm here again, like I said, I'm here to play and to make pretty things and fun things and to distract from everything else that's happening, in the world. So this is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And I'm sending virtual hugs to each and every one of you. So cheers to you. I am enjoying my coffee this morning. So let me take a sip of it. And try to drink it while it's still warm because I am known to reheat my coffee about a dozen times. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about the giveaway. You'll find all of the details in the section just below the video. There's a little arrow on the lower right-hand side so you can expand and read the full details of the description of this giveaway, okay? But I will tell you that the giveaway is for the continental United States, and I am so sorry if you live overseas, even Alaska, Hawaii, and Canada. I am so sorry. I hope that in the future, as my channel continues to grow, that I'm able to do giveaways internationally, including Hawaii, Alaska, and Canada. But for right now, I have to keep it to the continental US. So I hope you understand, but I appreciate you if you are outside of that area. I thank you from the bottom of my heart that you are here with me today. Thank you so much. And again, I hope that in the future, I'll be able to include absolutely everyone across the world. Okay, so this is the video, and I want to tell you how I created this really quick. Now, it's not finished, okay? So you'll see, and I'll show you the papers that I have used for the signature. It's incomplete. So far, I have the cover that is finished. And so I thought I would show you the cover, a little bit of how I put the cover together, go through some of the papers that I've included in the signature, and then also show you the fun ephemera that I've already set aside that I'll be using in the journal. I'll be completing it off camera, and then once I'm completed with it, I will do a flip through video and announce the winner of the giveaway. Again, all of the instructions on how to participate in the giveaway will be in the description below. All right, you guys ready to get started? Let me show you what I used to make this cover right here. I'm going to reach behind me. And I am using one of these package, what do they call, bubble mailers. And these are amazing. Now, I've been using these since I've received them. I just kind of put them in a little container that I have, because I have several of these. I won't grab them just because, you know what they look like. And so I've been using them, and I put them like almost like a file folder and to store some of my items. So that is the base of this journal right here, is one of these bubble mailers. And I have others too. I have some that I've received from the US Post Office, and then those that are from Amazon. The other thing that I did to give it some stability is I used let me show you. So here is the bubble mailer, and then I used one of these 9x13 envelopes, which is perfect once I fold in the flap, to give it some stability, okay? So those are the two components of the cover of that journal. Let me set that aside, which means let me put it on the floor. Okay, the other thing that I did is I stand up just to make sure I'm in frame. Okay, the other thing that I did is I covered it with fabric, some fabric pieces that I have left over from mask making. So a couple months ago, my sister let me borrow her sewing machine, and she gifted me a ton of fabric, and I made over, I lost count, but I made over 100 masks to give to my family. So they can use to keep safe and healthy. And so that's what we did. And so this is remnants of the mask making, the fabric, even all these little bits and pieces. Look at this tiny little bit of this eyelet trim, and just that little piece alone, it looks so cute. Why would anyone throw that away? I wouldn't. Okay, so I've covered it here. Now, this came after. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the cover, because this is how it started out. This is what the front cover also looked like. And it needed more. I wasn't happy with this as the front. I'm fine with it being on the back of it. And so what I did is I drew inspiration from a video that Artie Mays put together, and she is fantastic in journal covers, and her technique is absolutely amazing. And what she does is she creates the fronts on paper and then does all of the layering, and then just glues it onto the front of the journal cover, which is, it's so easy. It's less intimidating. So when you see the journal cover, it's a little bit intimidating to kind of decorate the cover. But if you work on an area like this and just focus on embellishing this section right here, then the task at hand becomes so much more manageable. So Artie Mays does these front covers. So this, I mean, it looks nothing like hers. She is amazing and so talented, but that's where this was inspired from. And this is my version of the cover. So, okay, long story short, this is what I did for the cover, and I just glued it on. I used a book page, older book pages, some Tracy Fox bird, some old music paper, and then a little fabric cluster. And then I added this beautiful lace to it, and now it is complete and absolutely beautiful. I did stitch around it on the sewing machine, and it was a little bit tricky because it is a little bit thick, and so some of the threading is a little bit wonky, but I love it because it adds to that handmade, handmade feel, and that's what this is all about, DIY, making handcrafted, handmade items. So, and then what I did is I sandwiched this eyelet trim between the front and the inside cover. The inside cover is lined with fabric as well. And then I took some of these beautiful heart-shaped doilies. My sister and I picked these up at an antique store. Was it? Yeah, an antique oh, I can't remember if it was an antique boutique or a thrift shop where we pick these up. And I love these. These are absolutely beautiful. You guys, it's these. I almost hoarded these forever and ever, but I just love how they look up against or juxtaposed against this beautiful eyelet trim. And I have made it into a pocket. And I did one for the inside front cover and the back cover as well. Isn't it beautiful? Just beautiful. Look at that. I just love it. Okay, so that is that. So let me show you. Oh, here's another thing that I am going to include in the giveaway. I know I said that this was part of it. This is the main feature of the giveaway, but I am going to include some of my very own digitals. And this is what I have created back in the day when I first started stamping. And I've been crafting for my entire life, but stamping and actual scrapbooking I've only been doing for maybe 25 years. So when I was limited with supplies and stamps, I would create my own phrases. And so I used to have this word processing computer. It was just like a box. And that was pretty awesome because for me, it was like so advanced in technology. And then I moved on to a different desktop. Anyway, what I would do is I would create words in a Word document and then print them out and then cut them apart to use in my scrapbooking pages. Well, I've done that again now. It is something that I enjoyed doing, 20 plus years ago. And so I'm doing it again today. So I'm going to include, can you see that? I'm going to bring it up. Bring it up so you can see some of the phrases. And so these are great for cutting apart and using in your junk journals, your card making and scrapbooking. But this is going to be for you to use in the junk journal. And so here are some words as well that I'll be including. So it's, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 sheets that I will be including of my own phrases, things that are personal to me that I like to use. They are combined English and Spanish. That's just how I journal, and so I'm sharing that with you. So some of these words are in Spanish: corazón, vivir, vida, dulce, bonita, bonito, hola, wonder, believe, wonderful, amazing. I use the word amazing a lot, and I didn't realize that until I watched some of my own videos, and yeah, amazing. So I had included in here. And then here are some of the phrases that I've included: hola, bonita, and then wake each day with a grateful heart. And then here is one that I came up with: if it isn't amazing, don't drink it, coffee. And that is absolutely true. So that is for you. So I'm going to include that in the giveaway. I'm so excited to be able to share some of my own personal phrases and things that I have personally created just for you. And so now these are for my stash. I will create print fresh new pages just for you on my very own coffee dyed paper. And so because I like the look of it. Okay, let me set this one aside. Bring the book back, the journal. What I am also going to do is share with you some of the ephemera. I've already kind of collected in this box some of the ephemera that I am going to use throughout the journal. Do we want to do the ephemera first? No, let me go back. Okay, there's no script here, you guys. I'm just winging it. Okay, before I show you the ephemera that I'm going to use, let me show you the pages that I have selected for this signature. I've not counted how many pages I have because I'm not sure if I'm going to add a few more. So this is the beginning of it. And so I've used some of my very own coffee dyed papers and then just papers, vintage papers. I think there's a couple vintage papers in here. This right here is paper that I created earlier this year. It is coffee dyed paper with a sprinkling of blue dye, and I think that looks fantastic. And then I folded it over to make a tuck spot. Here is some vintage music paper, vintage, and I think it's not very old, I think it's from the 60s, 1960s or something. That's vintage, right? Okay, so that, and it's the dove. Now, the bird, there's like a bird theme throughout this book, and that was just by happenstance. It's what my eye was geared towards, because I noticed that as I was putting everything together and collecting little bits and pieces for the journal, I realized that I was collecting bird ephemera and the dove. And so the dove music paper. And so it kind of just all falls into place. Here's some avocado dyed paper. Oh, here's a fun thing that I did the other day. I did some paper dyeing, but this time I used hibiscus flowers. Now, if you are in a Mexican household like I am, we drink a lot of hibiscus tea. And in Spanish, it's called Jamaica. And so most Mexican households have hibiscus flowers, dried Jamaica, in their pantry to use to make either hot tea, but more commonly iced tea. So I wanted to dye some papers, and so I did. Now, for some reason, I thought it was going to turn out like the avocado paper with this pink hue, but it actually turned out to be kind of blue, kind of periwinkle, which shouldn't surprise me because I've eco-dyed paper before using plants and flowers, and this is the hue that would result from the eco-dyeing. So that's the hibiscus shade for you, but I love it. And so these are 2 envelopes that I will be using in the journal as well. So I just wanted to mention that. I am running low on this avocado paper, so I need to get busy and make more of that. Here's some more coffee dyed paper, avocado. Here's some lined paper that's been coffee dyed and blue dyed. More coffee dyed paper. Here's some old dot matrix paper, and it has this yellow tint on it because it is old. Let me put it up against some white paper. So look at that. See the yellowing? Can you see the difference there? Yeah. And so that is some vintage dot matrix paper. Here's some more coffee dyed paper. Here is a lunch sack. Isn't that pretty? Again, with the bird theme. So I've started to embellish it. So it'll have a pocket on both sides. I snipped the end here to make it into a pocket. Here's some avocado, more dot matrix, more coffee dyed paper, school line paper, avocado. Here is a vintage page from an old Ideal magazine. And this magazine I picked up at the thrift store. And I love the pages in these magazines. So that was a nice find at the thrift store. And so this is the second half of the signature. Oh, and I started to embellish it, and I'll go through some of the little bits and pieces that I've collected for the journal. But I love this little denim that has been zigzag stitched with one of the faux stamps. I just kind of glued it down. Ooh, speaking of glue, now to glue that down, I use the 3-in-1 glue, but you guys, check it out. I have officially used up an entire bottle of Fabri-Tac. I am so proud of myself because I'm not hoarding supplies. I'm actually using them. And I think I bought this bottle in January. And then I purchased this one. When did I purchase this one? In early March, because this one was running low. So I've been going through glue pretty fast, but that's pretty exciting. Okay, and so that's what I used to glue this down, and I love this little cluster here. It is beautiful. Okay, I'll go through that really quick. This is my favorite page of the entire journal, and that's because look at this blue speckled here. Are you guys fans of Tim Holtz? I am. And just the other day, he announced his brand new color in his color collection, and it's called Speckled Egg. And look at it, looks just like this. Isn't it beautiful? I just think that Tim Holtz and I are on the same wavelength because I created this paper. I dyed it back in January, so we were connected somehow. But it does look like Speckled Egg, and his new color, if you follow him on Instagram or anywhere, and you'll see pictures of what he has shared, it looks just like Speckled Egg. And He is amazing, and his adding that to his color collection is beautiful. And so I like this here. I like the way that turned out. This little blue dye. All I did is I sprinkled some blue dye after I had coffee dyed the paper. And so these are some of the pages. I don't know how many they are. I may add or take away. Don't know yet. I haven't decided. But it'll be nice to be able to do a flip through of the final journal. And I'll record that at the same time I announce the giveaway winner. Did I say that already? I think I did. Okay, let me set this aside really quick because I want to share. I want to keep the video under 30 minutes. It just makes things easier that way. Where are we? Okay, I've got 10 minutes. I want to share some of the ephemera that I have set aside for this journal, and that'll be fun. I also have some fabric ribbon that I've made, again, from the little scraps left over from my mask making. And I have 3 of these, you guys. Let me show you the other 2. So just bits and pieces. This was fun to make. And so I plan on using this as trim. Let me grab the signature so you could have a visual of what I plan to do with this. And so I will cut snips of the ribbon and then embellish, you know, the edges of the paper. And so I'll just glue that down like this and then maybe embellish it a little bit more. Either side, it'll look nice. So that is what I plan on doing, and it'll look great. I think it will. So this is all the ribbon that I've been making. I just kind of did one continuous strip. I have these 2 that I also made. Don't know how these got connected. Okay, these are just other colors. So there you go. Look at that. Okay, tons of goodies. Tons of goodies to use. Nothing goes to waste, you guys. Nothing. But I thought this color, this was perfect to go with the journal. Okay, set that aside. And I'm using everything from some of my own handmade ephemera, and then also cut-aparts from scrapbooking paper. Speaking of cut-aparts, I believe this is Maggie Holmes. The other day in one of the other videos that I shared, I talked about my faux postage stamps, and I couldn't remember if it was Crate Paper or Maggie Holmes. It is Maggie Holmes, and let me show you where it came from. I have it right here. So this is the sheet of the Maggie Holmes Heritage Collection, and this is called Postmarked. I bought this, sometime in December or January. When I first arrived here at my parents' house, I just thought I'd keep busy by fussy cutting, and it's turned into, I now have an entire room full of supplies just from collecting things throughout the house and picking up a few things here and there earlier this year from the store. So this came from Joann's, and what I did is I used some fun zigzag scissors, and I cut each and every little piece, and I did that to a few of these sheets. I bought several of these, but aren't they beautiful? So I love the faux postage stamps. So what are those zigzag scissors? I know they have a name, but I can't think of it right now. Zigzag? Scallop? Nope, not scallop. It'll come to me. So I'll be using some of this little faux postage. Okay, so these other pages also came from Maggie Holmes paper. These are just cut aparts from a big 12 by 12 sheet, and I'll be using these in the journal. Does it look too busy in the background? Let me set that aside really quick, just so we have a plain background to show you what I'll be using. So some of these journaling cards. I do have some vintage items like this Rolodex card. And then I have a couple other vintage items that I want to use. Here is an embellished flashcard. I glued this beautiful tissue onto it, and I love that. I'm not finished with this card. I will add a little topper here and maybe a word phrase. And then I have one other vintage item here that I want to use. This vintage strawberry recipe card. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I'll use that. And then I have ephemera that I've made from book pages. I started decorating it. And so this is a pocket, just a book page stitched all around. And that's upside down, but that doesn't bother me at all. And so I'll include this in the journal. Also this one. This one has 2 pockets. And so I just tore across. It's double-sided, not double-sided, it's 2 book pages sewn together just to give it more stability. And then I just tore it across to make 2 pockets, distressed it, and then used a little bit of chalk paint here just to add some texture, but I'm not done. I plan on embellishing these with maybe some paper clusters. So I have a ton of these little paper clusters, vintage music, and then just some little fabric scraps. So I have a ton that I'll be using throughout the book and even to embellish the unfinished ephemera, okay? And then I'll be using this. I made this pocket from packaging, so I'll use that in the journal. Scrapbooking papers. So that is a cute pocket. And then I also have stamped images. So on my coffee dyed paper, I like to stamp. I'll take stamps and just stamp away. Can you see that? Yeah, so I'll just stamp different images onto the scrapbooking paper, and I love the way that looks. And that is how I kind of create my own ephemera too, to use as embellishments. This stamp set, I think I used, yeah, some of the images are from this Maggie Holmes Flourish collection. My sister gave me this. I think she got it at Tuesday morning. But yeah, I love this set. So the little quail, the bunny, the bird. So I've used some of those images here. This botanical. So that's where those came from. This is from a vintage stamp. One of my favorite I bought at an antique store. And so that came from Stamp Francisco. This is my newest purchase. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'll use some of these stamped images. And then I've turned some into stickers, so I may use these. When I'm feeling like, when I'm like in a crafting funk, what I'll do is I'll just get a sheet of paper, white paper or coffee dyed paper, and I just start stamping, and that usually gets me going. I'm also going to use these envelopes. If you watched a couple videos back, I was talking about a burrito fold that's used in junk journals. I didn't care for it too much. Maybe it'll grow on me one day, but I didn't want to waste the paper that I've used. So I just turned those burrito folds into these envelopes, and I shared this with you 2 videos back. And I embellished it. And so I even added some of my own words. Oops, right here. I added some of my own words. This one's in Spanish, says amor. That one says forever. And that one says vivir. And so I think the blue and the little bird will be perfect. Like they're a perfect combination with the journal. So that is, so I'll use that. I have doilies, coffee dyed, ink dyed doilies, and I also have these fun embellishments. This is a cascading envelopes, and I saw this idea with Liz at the paper project, and she was inspired by someone else, but it's just a cluster of envelopes. And then this fun pocket right here, so that'll be nice to use. Again, more cut aparts and little ephemera pieces. Let me bring this back because they're all little tiny pieces. So little ephemera pieces, cut aparts again. So I plan on using these in the journal. And then I also have a fabric flip. I thought this color would be perfect. Perfect for the journal. So that'll be fun. And then some of these fabric clusters. These are fun. I like to use these on the embellishments, the trims. You could see I even used one on the front cover. And then I just added a word and some little embellishments. But this is the base of that. So I have some fabric ones, fabric clusters. And then I also have paper clusters. And that's where I keep all of these. These are really fun to make. Okay, so that is all of the embellishments that I plan on using. You guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for joining me and for being a part of my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. And I can't wait to give this journal away to one of you. I am so excited, and I'm excited to see the finished project. Again, I will put the full details of the giveaway and how you can enter, again, at the bottom of or under the video where all of the notes and the description is. So just open that, expand it so you can read the full details. But I am so happy. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much, you guys. And I will see you next time. Enjoy your day. You guys take care. Bye.